like to welcome you to another session of tips and tricks. In this session, we're going to be exploring the split command, which is a modification feature found in the sketch environment of Inventor. And I'm going to utilize the split command so that I can keep all of the geometry that I sketch, but only utilize certain parts of it for when I come to my actual extrusion. So let's jump straight in. What have I got here? I've created an OD, I've created an ID, and I do have a PCD on there as well. I've also created this circle at the top, which is the circle that I'm going to use to split this specific flange that I'm attempting to model. Now, what I want to do is I only want to use the bottom half of this circle, and yes, I could come in and I could trim certain aspects and just leave me with that, and also trim the internals here so I've got this nice cutout. But what if I want to keep that geometry so I can see how I actually created this sketch in full, but only utilize certain parts of that specific circular segment? So let's have a look. On the modify panel, I'm going to select split, and when I hover over the geometry, you'll notice that I get these little red crosses, and they're the split intersections that are going to be created when I start to select this geometry. So I'm going to place a split both on the smaller circle and the larger circle as well. So as you can see here, I can select each of these line segments, turn them into construction lines, which gives me the same outcome as the trim, but I can actually see the geometry that was used to create that specific feature. What I'm then going to do is utilize my circular pattern. I want to pattern these features around my model using the central point as my axis. And you can see there that it's starting to preview this equally spaced pattern. So I'm going to select OK and pattern them features. Now again, I don't necessarily want to show the segments. I want it to be cut out like this at the top. So again, I'm going to use the split command, and I'm going to split my OD circle on each of them locations around my sketch. And by doing that, it means that I can select that specific piece of geometry and turn it into construction lines, like so. And the last one. So I haven't necessarily deleted or trimmed away any geometry. I've just utilized the split command to bring through the geometry that I need. Again, if you need to, utilize the select other to make sure that you're picking up on the correct curve. Notice that that's just that small piece of geometry there. Again, I'm going to turn that into construction. So now I've gone around my model. It should only be the ID and the extents of my OD minus the little bits that I've turned into construction lines that should then extrude. So when I go to my extrude option and I select the model, you'll then notice that it's only extruding the geometry that I require.